Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing a voiceover commentary of a 5v1 that happened in Silver Shard Mines the other day. I'm going to play the clip 2 times. First time at normal speed, I'm going to explain what's happening, and the second time I'm going to go in slow motion and tell you what I was thinking, what I did, and why I did it. I really think this video will help people out with random battlegrounds a lot, but if you're not interested in that, then don't watch it. Just kidding, watch it anyways. So it starts off where I have the Zerker buff, all my cooldowns, and there's a Death Knight and Warrior in the water cart. I feel like I can 2v1, but I know I might have to use all my cooldowns. Right away my trinket procs, so I pop Unending Resolve because I know it's a good time to cast Chaos Bolt. I'm taking so much damage through Unending Resolve, I feel I have to pop Dark Bargain. But in the end it's worth it because I managed to get the Chaos Bolt off right before AMS and Spell Reflect, and it hit them both for over 200k. They both go down pretty quick, and I end up getting the water cart. This is the only part that I go out of combat, but I use Dark Bargain, Unending Resolve, both my trinkets, and everything. So all I have here is 2 Burning Embers. So I run back to where the fighting is, and I find this priest who's at like 30% health. So I try to get him into Shadow Burn range, and I havoc anyone nearby, which happens to be this paladin. So there's actually 3 red paladins in this clip, which makes it a little confusing. But the first one that dies is this one, and the second one that dies is a different one. And the third one doesn't die, he just attacks me for a little bit. For this one, I try to one-shot him, he bubbles the fear. Feared them both. Warrior doesn't have Zerk, so he looks like he's running away, but he's not. He leaps back in, and before I know it, there's 4 people on me, including the original Ret, which I Shadow Burn right here. So now I have 2 Rets and a Warrior attacking me, and a Shadow Priest comes in from the graveyard. So I run away from the cart, because I know that's what they want. 2 people decide to follow me, it's 2 new Ret Paladins. I fear one of them away from me, and I go on the other one. The one that I fear I don't think ever comes back, and this will be my final kill right here. It actually looks like he disconnects at the last second, but he's silenced and he's Chaos Bolted, so it doesn't really make a difference. So finally I see this original Paladin come out of the graveyard, and I decide to go after him like an idiot. Why is it stupid? Because I don't have Trinket, I don't have Burst, I don't have Hellstone, I don't have Regen, I don't have Unending Resolve, and I'm pretty much fucked. Paladin has everything but Bubble, and I try to fear him away with his cooldowns, but I just end up dying. I still think it would have been possible for me to win this 1v1 if I would have Shadow Feared him quicker right here, feared him and Drain Lifed more, and gotten the final Ember Tap off in time, because I get my burst up with my Trinket proc, and I probably would have been able to kill him right there. I could have used my portal too, but it would have been pretty much useless since he killed me from a range anyway. Okay, so now I'm going to go over it in detail in slow motion for the important parts. So right now I know I'm doing a ton of damage with the Zerker, so I don't really care which one I target. I end up trinketing the Stormbolt because I know they all have stuns, and the only thing else I can trinket is a fear. That's useless because if they attack me it'll break eventually. Luckily I managed to get them in a Shadow Fury and Chaos Bolt them before AMS and Reflection, but you can see the Warrior actually does trinket late and attempt to reflect the Chaos Bolt. And then once the Chaos Bolt hits, they're both at like 40% health, so I use all my instant damage and get 100Ks until they're at 20%, and then Shadow Burn them. Or Conflagrate can just hit for 125k, that works too. Then I mount up on my mount, it really helps me move faster, so I can get to the other people. Then I get to them, and I attack. If there's one big mistake I had in this clip, it's not putting a portal earlier. This would be the ideal time to do it, because there's no one on me, and combat's about to start again. Okay, so once I see this priest at 30%, I know immediately that's who I want to kill. Because Shadow Burn is just so strong, because it gives you embers, and you can do it on 2 people. That's why I Shadow Burn the Pally and the priest. Unfortunately, the Paladin is extremely geared, and it seems pretty ineffective. And then end up missing the Shadow Fury because of lag, which is really frustrating, and it happens a lot. I aimed in front of him, and it still missed. It just really frustrates me. So the Pally's a little bit weakened, so that's who I try to kill. Also, he's the only one in range. So I try to one-shot him, doesn't work. Fear the 2 people on me, and the Pally bubbles. Sometimes you can tell when someone's trying to interrupt you, and sometimes it's really hard, because a lot of people in random battlegrounds are noobs, but I can tell this Paladin's really trying hard, and I can use my Interrupt Tracker add-on to tell he hasn't interrupted yet. So I do manage to fake his interrupt, but he's a Blood Elf, so it doesn't matter. So back to where the Paladin first bubbles. Here I'm kinda stuck on what to do, because there's a Paladin bubbled attacking me, and a Warrior feared that can't get out of the fear, so my only option really is to attack the Warrior, or do nothing. I could spam Fell Flame on the Paladin, but that's kinda just stupid. But I know once his bubble's done, he's probably gonna die, so that's really what I'm waiting for. Another mistake I had is I probably should have Ember tapped here because I have 3.8 Embers, but I wasn't really thinking about it because there were so many people, and it didn't matter too much because I was almost full health. So I didn't havoc anyone before Shadow Burning the Paladin. It might have been helpful and maybe not, because every global is really important. A successful shadow burn will not only kill someone, but give you more embers for heals. They see me heal up and just go back into their circle, I fear one of the rets, and it turns into a 1v1 versus this ret. And here's the first time I actually put my portal, which I admit is pretty bad. Here's a prime example of when you should be spamming your instant cast spells. If you're running from a ret paladin after you have no cooldowns, and your portal is right where you started, probably a good time to spam Felflame and build up your cast bolt, because by the time cast bolt's up, you'll be farther away from him and you can one-shot him. But if he does manage to stay on you the whole time, you can just port back and cast bolt. And I'm not really going to go over this, I kind of talked about it in the first clip. It's just me being stupid, I have no cooldowns and I try to engage this ret paladin because I feel like I can kill him, and I obviously can't. He has all his cooldowns, I have none. I try to fear him, I don't drain life, I Shadow Fury kinda late, but he uses everything. He trinkets this fear, he just goes ham, but give me a break guys, come on, I just killed 5 people. So I really hope this helped you guys out with Destro random battlegrounds. Not really a serious topic, but it is a lot of fun and you guys should definitely try it out if you have a Warlock. If you're interested in my talents, glyphs, or even arena playstyle or rated battlegrounds, I encourage you to check out my Destruction Warlock guide. The link will be right on the screen. And other than that, have a great day guys.